Kaden here with Outdoor Flicks, and welcome to the second episode of our new series called The Special Sauce, where our goal is to provide video, audio, and graphic pointers that will help you create polished, engaging media productions and have fun doing it. Don't forget to leave a comment below with any topics you would like us to cover in future episodes. So, let's jump in. Is audio an important component of media production? Of course it is! Even if you've captured the most compelling video footage, your production will be less than optimal if supported by poor quality audio assets. Now, while there are several audio aspects that must be considered, today we're going to focus on several post-production tips and tricks that will help you record and clean up subpar audio. The first and most important lesson to learn is proper handling of often troublesome noise floors, which is the natural audio that sits below your dialogue or sound effects. When recording talent or sound effects, the signal coming into the mic is processed and then converted from a physical audio signal into a digital one, depending on the hardware used. This in turn enables you to control the signal through not only your mics, but also your hardware's controls. If your talent is reciting lines in studio, the noise floor is every sound present in the room, or your ambience. This could be the air in the room, cars passing by outside, and even the sound of your crew breathing. Keeping your noise floor as low as possible is super important because it can make or break your recordings. Noise floor control is my biggest pet peeve and one of the worst audio offenses I see made, though there's a relatively simple solution. Keep your recording volume as low as you can while recording the necessary audio. If need be, simply tell your Foley guy or talent to speak louder. After all, you're the audio engineer. This will allow you to really shine in post-production mixing since you'll be able to focus on creativity rather than fixing annoying and costly volume and EQ issues. Speaking of mixing, let's dive into the next important post-production audio consideration, EQ! Thanks, outside me. So, what is EQ and why is it important? Simply put, an audio program's EQ plugin controls the frequencies that any given audio file has while recorded. Note that there are a host of variables such as your noise floor and others we'll discuss in future videos that affect how well these frequencies can come through. While all programs don't interface EQ in the same manner, each fundamentally works to control what frequencies you want to diminish and which ones you want to dominate. You can think of this as your main form of mixing, whereby EQ helps shape your mix by properly fitting frequencies together so they don't overpower each other to produce the best sounding audio possible. Today, I'll be providing a crash course only on how to quickly and simply mix dialogue and music. Now, for some rough context, the human ear can hear frequencies between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. This is the range of human hearing, but there are frequencies below and above those points. When you have your music track ready, place it in your audio program's timeline. Be sure to separate it into individual tracks if it's stereo, and pan one to the left and the other right. Open an EQ plugin on those channels and add the following curves on them. There is a high-pass EQ curve that cuts off frequencies below where you set the curve. This helps get rid of muddy frequencies that bother your mix, and then simply lower all other frequency curves to dampen those frequencies on your music track. This is a simple and quick fix to allowing your dialogue to sit well with the music, and you to raise your music volume slightly while keeping your dialogue audible. Again, this is a quick and easy way to clean your 3-track mixes involving dialogue and music. But remember that all music has different ranges of dominant frequencies, so you'll have to automate and practice your mixing to find what works best for your particular project. Next up is the dialogue. Now, every person has something called a fundamental frequency, which for men and women can vary between 200 and 550 Hz. That's a wide range, but bear with me because it's super important. Add a high-pass filter and drag it in real time across the waveform to hear how it works. I do this to find the fundamental. Typically, that is where you start to hear the voice lose its bass or lower tone. I like to leave a little on the low end for some meaty dialogue. Then, I drop in a tight EQ curve around 500 to 650 Hz. This helps general mud in your mix. Add an additional curve around 2000 to 4000 Hz. This is where your audio might start sounding better and more expensive. The higher frequencies here add presence so your ears will lie to you, sounding like it's better when adding too much is detrimental to your mix. Raise it only slightly for effect. Then, I like to add a very light curve gain around 10,000 Hz, just so it can cut above the music just a touch. So, there you have it. Now your audio will sound much better than if it had been mixed in Premiere or other video editing software. Keep in mind that this is merely a crash course on some audio tips and tricks. and that topic is infinitely more complex than can be addressed in one video. So if you'd like to learn more about proper audio cleanup, mastering mixes to give them more life, and fixing bad audio, stay tuned for future episodes. Thanks for watching!